Okay.
It would be cool, of course. Tom stepping in for Bengi. Like, I'm trying to work out which year it is. It's a crazy time to be alive, Wolf. We'll see whether T1 are going to be able to figure this one out. First up, it is going to be the Tristana band as we hop into the draft for our first game. Viego taken away from Ono, trying to take some agency away. Look at that little wry grin on his face there as well.
The Poppy ban, I think, is extremely smart here. And for the Sejuani to match as well from Genji, I think also wise, just eliminate the ability for Zeus to have an impact here in the top lane with the Sejuani duo, but be it the Renekton or the Jax into Doran. And then, you know, as Genji here, you don't have that strong Poppy that can make an impact in your strong side, which is how Genji played so much of 2022 summer, where they also were able to defeat T1 in that incredible run. So nice adaptations here from the side of T1. Now, will we see that Nico make it through? Ooh. I mean, I think if you're Genji, you're not as worried about it. It is Poby who would be piloting it, and T1 may just simply ignore it.
This is the crazy thing, right? Because if it's FAKER, then it has to be banned. His Nico was, like, even before she got buffed up the wazoo.
Yeah.
She is, like, he was incredible at the champion. T1 are going to forego that pick completely. They're going to opt in for the LeBlanc. She has been very, very strong.
But
especially
now,
on this patch with the Static Shiv still being broken.
Genji can pick up the Kai'Sa, which will operate as a flex here.
Oh, true.
And I think that's why they specifically didn't ban the LeBlanc instead of the Nico. They wanted to leave that open to trade it for the Kai'Sa. I say that, but time is ticking down here, and I think it's a pretty easy lock-in if it is, of course, going to be your plan. And they will lock it here with the Vi. Lee Sin for Owner going back to some comfort here, and the Xayah into the Vi as well. And T1, man. I mean, they are ready to play this single target blow-up composition.
They really are. And now, did Genji just lock away the Ahri, get that Vi-Ahri combo, or is it some Nico for the mid lane? Chovy, of course, he did have that infamous Nico game where he pretended to be a minion and FAKER was like, by the way, there's 4 melees, so let's just walk away. And they did, and then everything was fine. That was the last time Genji and T1 met up.
We'll probably see some support bans traded here. I think if you're T1, you're a little bit concerned about the Nautilus. If you're Genji, obviously the Rakan needs a look in terms of what it could do to set up fights here and can really save you in terms of engage. The Alistar ban indicates that they want to also pull a Rel out of T1. Nautilus will go away first. I think that's honestly the bigger concern, especially when we consider how mobile this composition is for T1. But without the Alistar, I do think that the Rel will probably still have to be banned here. And Genji has so much power at this stage of the draft because T1's comp is so face-up.
Yeah, and you can just, you either ban Rakan or Rel, I guess, if you want to. Probably Rakan. No, they're not going to. So they're going to allow the Lovers Duo to go through, or Delight is just going to play his favorite champion. The Rel is going to be banned here on T1 side, and that gives them a free Rakan.
T1, well, they decide not to ban the Rakan so they can pick it up themselves, and T1, I think, are 100% forced to ban Rel here because Genji will take it first. They have pick priority, and it doesn't operate as well with T1's composition. The Cassante I do really like here. It feels safe. It's blindable. It's a pick that allows you to front to back a little bit here with this Xayah, but it doesn't necessarily index fully into what this comp's identity is, and it's going to have to be played as a poke if you do it as the Janna being hovered here. More of a response we've seen to the Rel that was banned, so I don't know if that one's actually going to end up coming through here. Also can be great into Nico.
He has been known to cook in the past.
He's quite a chef.
Yeah, but his Thresh has always been absolutely amazing. Can now keep Gumyushi pretty safe if he does decide to go with it. 9 seconds though. Carrier still having a think about exactly what he wants to do. Renata going to come in. Crocodile now for Doran. Very happy to go towards it. Bit of a Shurima battle there towards the top side of the map. Cassante versus Renekton. Not exactly the most inspiring R5. You know, there were years past where we'd be grimacing a lot at an R5 Renekton, but I think we're kind of okay with it here into the Cassante.
I think what Genji's composition does is a lot of different things because it has the ability to poke with Kai'Sa. That's why she's so incredible, but she also has the follow-up for all of this hard engage with Rakan, Renekton, Vi, Nico. And what T1 have is a little bit of burst damage, right? If you index fully into the LeBlanc Lee Sin to try to blow up a single target, but then you're then going to have to be trying to Shiv poke with LeBlanc. Otherwise, it's a very low range composition with the Xayah, And the Casante's role becomes a punching bag in this game because what he's going to have to do is just soak up all the damage while those Shiv procs come in repeatedly, and we see Poby try to find a target. Whereas Genji, they see that LeBlanc go in, they could just lock her down instantly. They can lock down the Casante and blow him up first, and I think T1 have a lot of pieces of a good idea here. And in isolation, this comp isn't bad, but what Genji's does is everything else so much better.
Yeah, the problem is, like, if I saw this Tier 1 draft and the nameplates were as expected, I'd be like, oh, we have a game on our hands. But now, I see it and I'm like, Poby's got some big old shoes to fill in this particular game, especially on FAKER's most iconic champion. We'll see whether he can. So we jump onto the rift for Game 1 of our Saturday Showdown. And Renekton notoriously going to fall off a little bit more. Zeus always has the ability to take someone out of a fight. That could certainly be an opportunity here. As Ona's going to come down towards his bottom side, try and get a shove in. Look for a potential dive, but they've ran out of minions. And Handshake comes through. All right, Delight's battle dancing around. There's the grand entrance, though. And Ona's taking so much damage. He does have the bailout, but it doesn't work. Delight is going to survive, and Genji underneath the turret. They have no health.
Pace.
But T1 aren't going to go for it.
He doesn't even have to flash here. Poby
is
also down to the
minions. They turn on him.
Oh, Atlas, this is not the start you're looking for. If you're
But it almost was.
It almost was, but even with bailout, obviously when in that situation, if he had 6, but because he didn't have it, didn't work out. No, Owner opts into taking the Sonic Wave here onto Delight, who could just simply battle dance his way back, get the knockup. Owner takes a ton of damage, so they attempt the bailout, but there's not enough damage. Delight's positioning fantastic. He flashes, Pays does not. They get the turret plate, but ultimately not a win here in any way for T1.
But still doesn't really work out. As we're going to see what happened in the mid lane, and this looked so close for Poby.
Yeah, see what happens here. Gets hit by the Q, flash is good. Poby hits the turret, or he gets hit by turret, and the minions are aggroed to him. The ranged minion will kill him.
And the panic flash there as well from Poby.
There by the bottom side duo that have built up so much synergy so quickly here. We always have to remind everyone he is a rookie as Peanut. He's going to get this.
Yeah, he will be able to get the eye. I'm not sure how much more he's going to get because Ona's going to turn up as well. That is the first kill for T1. A whole lot of enemies, and none of them were actually close enough to see him. That is a stealth crocodile right there.
He's sneaky.
Oh, yeah. As Jovi, there's the Pop Blossom. He finds the LeBlanc, and poor Poby just going to be punched by Peanut.
You have Prio, doesn't mean anything if you can't start this straight quickly, and Genji are already mounting a flank here with Delight and Peanut. You got to be faster than this.
A lot of crocodiles in this river. It is, I guess, their natural habitat. Kind of makes some sense here. As the Void Seeker going to fly forward, Pays can always turn up as Peanut in position in the back of the pit. There's the flash, the Pop Blossom, and Gumayushi has to use everything to try and escape, but the grand entrance was too good from Delight, and no amount of bailing out will afford you an escape in this one. Genji just wiped the floor with T1. Poby limping away at the end.
The Rakan away on a side, maybe you could stop this from happening. Delight, Peanut and Delight both setting up the edge here. Keria is looking for a big ultimate right now, but it doesn't really hit anybody. And the follow-up here from Delight is insane.
Yeah.
And that's just the end of that. I mean, if Keria's ult's a little bit better angled, maybe there's hope here. But it just wasn't.
Wasn't to be, and
as we're going to see potential long con collapse play here. Peanuts all the way over here. Chovy.
Yeah, Chovy just going to get out of there. There's a Pop Blossom, try and keep himself alive, but he may just... The kick comes through, and Chovy's not going to fall. The grand entrance comes down yet again, and Poby's now looking for it. Chovy's even able to pick up the kill. Oh, dear.
A little bit lost. It's not a combination you're looking for if you're a T1 fan. The early game deficit is now snowballing. Those 3 turrets go down, and Chovy wants to set up the play here. And Owner and Poby are like, why is he out here? Like, he's actually stepping forward. This makes this so easy for us. The kick comes through. The double root saves him. And there's just no follow-up here. He just walks away casually. We'll even pick up the kill onto Poby. Yes, and that's why I said this front-to-back doesn't really work for Guma.
Handbag situation, perhaps, as there are a lot of T1 members down here. Owner looking for it. Doesn't actually find Doran with anything. They just want to grab this turret if they can.
Now they're stuck down here.
Yeah, they're closing in. Killer Instinct from Pays could get him over here as the handshake down onto Doran, but he flashes forward. Gumushi, he has to cleanse. Chovy doesn't find the Zaya, but he does have a stopwatch. And in goes Peanut, he finds the flash Vault Breaker. Knockups are everywhere because Delight's turn up as well. And Genji once again just destroy T1 in the bottom lane.
Something that would happen with T1 in a lead like this where Faker looks vulnerable, like we gotta catch this guy, and then the rest of T1 shows up. It's Genji this time, and Peanut, man, he wants to solo kill the LeBlanc.
Oh, the cease and desist comes through, and there it is. The finisher with the Vault Breaker. Of course, Poby's pretty far behind at this point in time, but that adds some insult to the injury. It's gonna be Chemtech Soul, and
Doran, he has his flash still. Guma is kiting away, has to cleanse instantly. Doran does so much here to buy space for Chovy to pop Blossom in, then hits a big Q, and the big ult here from Keria, the one thing that could try to save them and get them away just is a little bit too late and isn't as impactful as you would have liked it to be. And then Poby here just caught farming in mid, and Peanut can ult him over the wall.
Yeah.
He's got a control ward here, and they have been so diligent.
Pays is very, very big. 3 items now complete as Peanut has found 2 people. Poby just going to get engaged on the Void Seeker. Doesn't quite work out, but still the CC is going to be there. The Renata once again falls down. The LeBlanc down as well. And I think this one's all over, but the Cryan as Genji just crushing T1 at every single instance. 18-1 is the kill score here. Zeus goes all out, but I think he's all out of options, to be perfectly honest. And Chovy is just getting work done here in this mid lane. They will get another ace. And Genji will now break open the base and head towards the Nexus.
Just clean play from Genji here. And T1, they really heavily indexed on making plays on the bottom side, backfired. And then Owner, man, he tried his best to find any sort of angle. And you see him on cam as well here as Keria's going to go down. He's just having a bit of a reality check, you know, in this one. Like, this is not the T1 roster that went undefeated. This is not the T1 roster that went to the finals back-to-back against Genji. It's a different roster, it's a different night, and Genji, the undefeated 9-0 team, is halfway to making it 10.